All right, so let's talk about cross-site scripting. Here's the Portswager Labs. And so here's the simplest one. And these are so easy you don't even need burp. So let me open this lab. It contains a reflected cross-site scripting in the search functionality. So you have to call alert, which is the classic thing you do to show that you have scripting vulnerability. So here it's got a search. So if I search for, say, XX, the result says XX. And the interesting thing is you can put tags in there. They didn't filter it. So I can put X italic I. And if I do that, then this turns italic. So tags can be put in addition to just the X. If you just examine this by, say, highlighting it and then inspecting it, you'll see it does have the I. So it's taken the code I put in, which was XII, and put it in. So that would imply I can put scripts in here, so I can put in, like this one, script alert1 semicolon / script. That's the JavaScript to pop up a box containing the number 1. And if I search for that, a box pops up. And that counts for winning. I've shown that I can inject scripts. So that's the simplest classic one for cross-site scripting. All right. If we look at the next one, this is stored XSS. That was reflected XSS, where you put in the data and it just bounces right back to you. This is stored XSS. And so this time it's going to be in the comment functionality. So I go here. It's spinning up my container, I think. Okay, so now I've got a blog, and if I view a post, there's an opportunity to add a comment down here. And so you can just put the same thing in the comment, script alert 1 / script. And it will, and I have to fill in stuff here, like a name, and then an email at yahoo.com, and then a website, like aa.com. All right. And then post this comment. And, the website, I guess, has to be http:// there. Yep, now it'll take it. All right, and now that I've done that, when somebody views the comment, it will pop up. Does the alert only run on the client-side browser? Yes, it does. This is why cross-site scripting is not considered a very serious vulnerability by many people, because it doesn't hack into the server. All I do is I bounce code off the server, and it comes back and runs in my browser. But this one will run in other people's browsers because I stored it in a comment. So if people go back to the blog, now it's going to pop up when you're viewing the blog. So you're going to see the comments, so I can get script to run in other people's browsers now. But the reason why most companies don't take it seriously is I can't actually hack the server. What one customer can do is attack the other customers, which is not a good thing. And the trick is, the way to actually get some good out of this, to get into the server, is you put a stored cross-site scripting attack like this, and then you trick the administrator into viewing it. Put it in like an email to the administrator or a problem report or something, and then when the administrator views it, it runs script on their machine, and you steal the administrator's cookie. Then you can get in the server. That's the sort of indirect path you have to do. But that's right. All this is doing is running in the browser of the viewer that views the page containing the code. Which is why a lot of people don't take it very seriously. But it can be part of an exploit chain that does take over the box. So here's another one, document object model cross-site scripting. So what you do here is, it uses document write. This is JavaScript being used to construct a page. So let me show you what it looks like. And it's going to be in the search query tracking functionality. So you've got a page here. All right. And you can search for something. Let's just search for QWE, just anything I can recognize, and search. And now there's a QWE here, but I think there is another one on the page. So if I just examine this with inspect, and then I look, you see down here, now there's one QWE up here, search results for QWE, but there's another one down here, image resource, search term equals QWE. You see the data I put in is actually used elsewhere on the page to construct this image source tag. And that means I could inject something here that will, I control this, so I can close the quote and the angle bracket and then add more tags there. So what I'd have to do to exploit that would be quote angle bracket, and then they used SVG. I think I should be able to just use, let's try this, script alert 1. /script. I'm not sure this is going to work, but it might. Seems to me like that ought to work. Let's see what happens. Yep, it popped up the 1. So that's another way to do it. Now I think I might not have fulfilled the requirements though. Nope, I called the alert function, and I don't know why it didn't give me the victory sign. But the one they wanted was this other one here. If you look at the solution, they wanted to use SVG on load, which is scalable vector graphics, and it's going to run that script on loading it. It's just another way to make the alert come up. And maybe you have to do that to see the victory dance. Although I think I should have won with my simple one, but the SVG works also. Yep, now it pops up. And now I'm interpreted as winning. So that looks like, in my opinion, that's a defect in the lab when the other one didn't count as victory because it did pop up the box. But anyway, that's another example of how the data you put in is used somewhere on the page, not directly reflected, but used somewhere. And this other one is similar. It's going to use inner HTML, which is another way JavaScript can fill in content. So again, it's got a search box. All right. And if I put in some stuff like QWE here and search, then the result is going to have a QWE here, and it's got another QWE on the page. If I inspect, I can see here's one of them. And but the way this actually works is it's got a script here. Get element by ID inner HTML equals query. There, my query is here in this variable, and it's going to fill it in by this inner HTML equals query. And that's going to fill it up here in this search message. This was not literally repeating what I did. It's getting it from the inner HTML. So there is a way to exploit this, and let's take a look at the solution here. Image source equals 1 on error equals alert 1. So the source attribute is invalid and throws an error, and that runs the error. So this one here will, it's an image tag, and it's going to fill that in here. Again, I'm not sure I understand why you need this complicated thing. It seems to me like a simpler thing would work as well. But let's verify that this works. Now it does work. But the thing that confuses me is, I don't know why the standard thing wouldn't just work here too. Like this one, script, alert 1, script. Why is that not good enough? Let's try that one. And it does work. So I don't know why they used that other more complicated one. The simple one worked. All right. Anyway, there are just different ways that the data you put in is echoed back to you. And so That's all there is to it. More command injections. So there's the first 4 of them, and there's a lot more. I'll stop this one. That's the demo.